Guess who's back? Who's back again? Houdini? Oh, that guy's back. No, I'm not gonna tell a friend. No, stop telling me to guess who's back. I already know who is back. You just told me a second ago. Whatever. And when it's shut up about guess who's back. But anyways, welcome back to Opfor Airsoft. Today I'm going to be reviewing the E&L T191. Let's get straight into it.
What pile?
Alright, so full disclosure, I received this rifle from the wonderful people over at MOS Manufacturing, and if you know my content or anything like that, I love doing PLA Chinese, essentially impressions and milsim type things. So this essentially is a perfect fit for my modern Chinese PLA impression, where I used to would use a real sword type 97. This is the Chinese brand new battle rifle. So this is essentially a copy of the PLA's QBZ-191. Well, technically this right now is a QBZ-192 because it has the short carbine barrel. Now, what MOS sent me with this gun was obviously the carbine barrel, where it originally came with the full length barrel attachment. So it used to be around, that long. So you got a little bit shorter. I also got magazines. So one magazine came with the gun. I got 2 additional ones as well. And then with each gun, they all include a little commemorative coin, which when I open this, essentially says that it's a 10th anniversary limited edition, and there's only 1,200 pieces, and this one right here is number 632. What I really enjoy about this gun and that fact is that each gun is numbered what is says on the coin. So the coin says this is piece number 632. The gun says EL0632 with a few other numbers such as 24, 135. I don't really know what those other numbers mean, so if you know, let me know, because that'd be cool. Yeah, externally, I have the 192 barrel installed, so it makes it a little bit shorter. I personally prefer this carbine look over the longer barrel of the regular 191. That, and I've added a light, pec box, hollow sun, foregrip. So I've decked it out pretty much to all that I've wanted, which is pretty cool. If anything, I'd probably add on a magnifier for my hollow sun or swap out a hollow sun. I've been looking at Novus optics and they look pretty cool. So I may be looking into one of those. But other than that, externally it's a really, really nicely made gun. I've always been impressed with E&L's external quality. It's immaculate, absolutely amazing. One of the best ones on the airsoft market these days, in my opinion. Internally, this is a HPA/CO2 gun. So I know it's a little wacky, but you can essentially have a 33 gram CO2 capsule in the buttstock of this gun, and that could be one way to power it if you want. Personally wouldn't recommend it, as it only gives you about 1 mag's worth of power in there. So not really worth it in my opinion, unless you're just getting this gun for a collector or a backyard plinker. Then pretty cool, well worth it. Not really worth getting an HPA tank if that's the case for you. If you do plan on taking this to any games, events, anything like that, actually playing with it in a game setting, would 100% recommend, tell you you have to get HPA. 33 gram CO2 isn't really viable, or not viable at all. So essentially that's what I had to do. So this being my first HPA tank, I went to my local store, Airsoft Junkies, and was like, hey, what do I need to get this thing running? Because I have pretty much zero clue on how to do anything HPA. Wonderful people there were able to help me out. So I picked up a cool HKA Army 48 CI 3000 PSI tank. So pretty cool. I like it. It's nice, decently compact. It can fit in a gas mask pouch that I have on my plate carrier. So not overly big and heavy. Then I picked up this Ninja line that they have on their website that says it's for the T191. I want to say it's a paintball line, but either way, it works perfectly for the 191. All I had to do was just connect the line to the tank, plug it into the gun, boom, I'm off to the races. Pretty simple. And honestly, that blew my mind, because I was expecting needing to spend money to get a regulator and such. I wasn't too sure of anything really, because first HPA gun. That being said, this is an absolutely wonderful choice as a first HPA gun if you're just getting into it. Because I'm just getting into it. I had no idea what I was getting into. I've looked a little bit into HPA systems, so wanting to take essentially like old guns that you can't get parts for, like my Real Sword Type 97. I've been looking into HPAing that in the past, but needing to get an HPA engine, then everything else that goes with it. To me, it seemed really intimidating, and then having it installed and stuff, or learning how to install it, what I needed to do for it, I really don't have the time to look into that or do that. I don't really even have the time to tech on my own guns too much these days unless something is seriously wrong with it, which is why I like to get AEGs and stuff that are pretty much set right out the box. That being said, this is pretty much set right out the box. You get your tank, you get your line, plug it in, boom, you're ready to rock and roll, which I absolutely loved. I didn't have to do anything else to it. Essentially, with it being my first HPA experience, I took this gun out this past weekend and wasn't really sure what to expect. When I chronoed this gun this weekend, it chronoed in at 380 FPS with 0.2 gram BBs, so that is absolutely perfect for airsoft in my area, as anything over 400 FPS is going to be a little bit too hot. They generally classify you as a DMR or sniper, where you have like 50 to 100 foot MED, which is kind of lame. But with this being under 400 FPS, you can just use it as whatever, be able to go full auto, just really hose down all your opponents and such, any Opfor, per se, that you come across. You're just like, it was an absolute joy to use. That, and it being a gas blowback rifle, because every time that you fire, the bolt goes back. So I was really enjoying it this weekend. It really made me have like that gas blowback experience without having to worry about, let me carry all these mags and an extra green gas can on me in order to have enough gas on me, or if I need to top up, or if one of my mags are leaking or something like that. That was annoying with my GHK. But with this, I really didn't have to worry about too much. I just plugged it in, had a blast, did so much full auto fighting, or did so much full auto shooting, that I burned pretty much my whole tank in about half a day worth of play. So that's a me thing. We'll probably invest in another tank, or just get a tank refill at the field that I go to next time I go. I have heard that there have been a few FPS issues with this regarding consistency. I haven't personally experienced them, but again, I've just used it this past weekend for the first time, and I wasn't really paying attention to that. I was more concerned about having fun with it, which honestly we all should do in Airsoft. But beside the point, I do know that there are a few fixes if that issue does occur, or if you are experiencing that issue yourself. I believe one of them is to cut down the recoil spring, and that should help with consistency in semi-automatic. But I do believe the caveat of that is you're going to lose a little bit more FPS when going fully automatic. So a little bit of a trade-off there. I know that the people over at MOS are looking at finding a solution for that. There are a few YouTubers who can show you how to do that, how to cut that spring in order to do that fix. I personally haven't really looked into doing that myself. If I do, I'll let you know, and I may make a video on that as well. Externally, again, as I said before, the gun quality is absolutely amazing. But to break it down a little bit more, we have the buttstock with the internal air reservoir inside the buffer tube, essentially. And at the bottom of the buffer tube, you have this little button where you can depressurize the air tank. So once you're done playing a game and want to get rid of the external air, but don't want to just be shooting rounds, or your field doesn't like that, you can depressurize the tank by pressing down on this button, and the air will come out. Moving forward, we have our rear sight, which I currently am not using because I have my red dot. We then have a ambidextrous fire selector. So first one is safe, next one is fully automatic, then finally you have semi-automatic. You can change it on both sides, so depending on if you're lefty or righty, it can work out for you. Or maybe you just like manipulating with both sides of it. I kind of do. Moving up from there, we have a paddle AK release. So if you're an AK user, you'll be very familiar and at home with this platform. Boom, rocks in just like an AK mag. That also means you can slap it out like an AK mag. Will I do this now? No, I don't have a lot of room in my apartment, and I don't want to break anything. But on the field, I do that at times.
Nice.
Moving on, we have our bolt that can lock back. So whenever your mag is out of ammo, it will lock back to let you know that you're out of ammo. It does have a bolt release on the left hand side of the gun, so when you reload it, you can, and the bolt will go forward. So it's a weird mix of like a AK or ACR and an AK. Pretty cool, pretty unique, pretty fun. Moving forward, we have our handguard with little rail segments on there. So left, right, top, bottom. Finally, we have our front sight, or our front iron sight, and then our barrel, which is again the carbine barrel. Over on top, we have a full rail system going the full extent of the rifle, so from the receiver all the way to the front of the receiver, or all the way to the front of the gun. Or you can see that I've utilized it by putting my PEG 15 from Somo gear and my Holosun optic. So externally, this is an absolutely beautiful rifle. I absolutely love how it looks, love the uniqueness of it. That and it being a PLA rifle, it's perfect for my impression. Overall, I highly recommend this rifle if you are a PLA impressionist, a collector, HPA user, wanting to get into HPA. Honestly, there's something here for a little bit of everyone, in my opinion. Unique gun, only model that's been made. So, for all you collectors and such, there's only going to be 1,200 of them made, and this is number 632, so time's running out rather quickly. But yeah, this is going to be the E&L T191 with the 192 carbine barrel. If you guys want to see how I've installed the 192 carbine barrel, then let me know in the comment down below. And if I get enough of those, I'll probably make a video on how I've installed it and such, because it can be a little intimidating. I was definitely confused a little bit when I was trying to install it. As per, if you want to see a PLA impression video breakdown of me with this 191, then also let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to follow the Instagram, and I sometimes upload on TikTok, but Instagram is definitely more my platform. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.
And today, we're going to be reviewing the E&L T191. Back to you.